Yellow, my name is Cranky Calamari. Welcome to the Obsidian Order SMP. How is this episode gonna go? I honestly don't know. See, I've been procrastinating. I am something of a procrastinator. I've done it in the past, and I continue to do it today. Because I have a huge project that I need to do here on the server, and that project is townhomes. I went ahead and I marked off a couple places where I'm going to put some townhomes, so you can see right here's going to be a townhome, here's going to be a somewhat of a larger townhome, and then two townhome-esque areas over here as well. That one's going to have like an alleyway going down the middle. I might do something similar over to one of these guys. I don't know. Long story short, I have not designed anything. And I'm starting to get a little worried. Usually I would just jump on my creative world and put together a build really fast, like seeing if I like what it looks like in comparison to the other builds that I have on the server already. But instead of going to this creative world, I think we need to, you know, what is it? Kill two birds with one stone? That sounds graphic. Why are we killing? Is it hit? Why are we doing anything with the birds? Leave the birds alone. So here on the Obsidian Order SMP, we like to have a little bit of friendly competition. If you guys remember back in the last season, I think it was season 2.5, where we did a little bit of a modded Let's Play there, we did some creative building competitions. We did a haunted house, we did a snow globe, we did a bunch of stuff, and it was super fun because we got to vote on which person we thought built the best X, Y, and Z. And so we brought it back in season 3 of the SMP, right here in the competition area. Ah, look at these beautiful builds. No, I'm just kidding. There's a little bit of a twist to this competition. Everything is behind the brick walls. We are going to build, you might have guessed it by now, some townhomes. Specifically, we're going to build some brownstones. And I had to do a little bit of research to kind of figure out what a brownstone was. Mantis actually provided this article for us, which basically describes a brownstone as a row home or a townhome that has a stoop leading to the entryway, which I think a stoop is like the stairs, I'm hoping. It's got ornate details carved or etched into the brownstone face. Many buildings in a row with no spaces in between them, so like no alleys and things like that. And 3 to 4 floors per building. I think we could get away with adding like a 5th and 6th floor, but maybe we stay within the brief this competition. I've been known to bounce out of the briefs in the past. I think this one I want to stay with it. Oh, here's a picture. Okay, cool. So there are a lot of really cool details. I mean, this specifically looks kind of bland, and I want to see if I can do something different here. But you can see there's some details here on the roof. Every window has a windowsill. Oh, this looks like it used to be a door at one point, and now is like a balcony. That's kind of cool. I like that. And then the stairs, there's a stair coming up the left here, and a stair going straight up. Woo! We're getting inspo, baby! Now, in these competitions, we could actually be in creative mode, so Mantis gave us the ability to fly around and pluck items out of the creative menu, which is fantastic, and I feel like it's really revitalizing. I didn't know how I felt about it in the last season, because I felt like it was kind of cheatsy for these building competitions, but honestly, it's a nice breather from the normal day-to-day stuff that we've been making. So anyway, now that I have like kind of an idea of what a brownstone is, I do want to build that right here and keep in mind that I want to do something similar over at the Kingdom of Mud. So this is going to act as my creative world today, and I thought I'd bring you along with for the process and really show you how my brain works. So first things first, I think we gotta look for brown materials. And I don't know if I want to go too incredibly brown. Like, I think the spruce wood here might be a little bit too dark. But hey, that jungle wood looks pretty dang decent. Specifically though, I'm going to have to find some stair variants, because I feel like with the details that each of the windows have in the top of the ornate detailing on the top there, I feel like we're going to have to work with a variety of stairs and half slabs to get some cool details in there. I don't know, but I don't think it would be a good idea to make it stand out like using copper or something like that. I think that's just too much. We got to keep it kind of plain Jane today and keep it kind of brown, I think. But that's not to say we can't use things like bricks, right? Like bricks could work. It does have a brown tint. So maybe we could actually do like multiple buildings. Like the first building here would be brick. The second building here would be stripped jungle wood. And then we'd go into like a third and fourth. Yeah, let's see if we can get like 4 row homes here. I think that would be kind of cool. So the bottom blocks are going to be my main blocks. So I'm going to use bricks, I'm going to use jungle wood, mud bricks, and then red sandstone, smooth sandstone. And then I'm going to use these guys as like shading, and I think I'm going to have to find another block for these two just to add a little bit more of a variant. I could do smooth granite, but I don't know if that matches well enough. So I don't know. We're going to have to put these together and see how that looks. And then I have the stair and half slab variant. I also been playing around a little bit with dripstone. That could be really cool as far as decoration goes on the top area, like where the roof starts. I don't know. And then some dead coral might be kind of cool just to throw in there, along with like a bunch of buttons and signs and stuff. So first things first, I think I need to get some boxes in place, and then we mess with the boxes to make it look good. But I also noticed in the pictures that there are some places where you can go down into like a basement. And I don't know if I'm supposed to break this. So I'm just going to raise the ground up a couple blocks. Yeah, okay. Okay, trust the process. It doesn't always look great right up front, but this, I think we can work with. So what I'm thinking is we start off like this, right? With a little bit of a staircase action going up to the front door of the buildings, like so. And we could even do like a little bit of a balcony right there. I've seen some that have had balconies. They don't all have balconies. So maybe this one I'll balconyify, and maybe another one I won't. Like this one right here, maybe I'll just put in the door right there, and we'll do, instead of having this bit, we'll do just straight up stairs going straight into the door here like that. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, this is perfect. And then another thing I can do here is we'll dig down and we'll have another entrance like right in here. So like a basement entrance, something along those lines. Yeah, that would be cool. I'll do the same thing for like this building over here. And then for these windows, I need to do a top and a bottom bit, kind of like this. So maybe it would actually benefit if I spaced it out a tad bit more. So that way I can do a bottom bit and a top bit here too. How does that look? Does that look weird? No, I'm actually okay with that. But now that I think about it, I think I want to have a top bit for the door as well. So we're going to have to raise this up even more. Yeah, something like that. That looks actually pretty sick, but I don't really like the symmetry. I kind of want to wonkyify it. So can I do something like this instead? Is wonkyify a word? Who knows? But I like that a whole lot better. It messes with the symmetry a little bit. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, see, I mean, it's starting to turn out. I think. I'm relatively proud of it. The things that I want to change is these stairs right here. I feel like it really does blend in too well with the mud of the background. So I'm thinking we got to change up these stairs to more of like a plank type deal. But I genuinely like it, even though it's very plain Jane. We definitely need to get some detail works in. So I wonder if we like recess the middle bits here. So if I like take this, for example, and I put it back 1 block, we can do a whole lot of detail work right here in the middle. Let's see. I mean, I know this isn't like perfect to the reference image, but you know, you got to take certain creative liberties because it is Minecraft and it's not the same scale. So if I mess it up like that, we could put some more details in here, like signs and buttons and stuff. So I'm wondering if it's a good idea to do that for more of these buildings. Do I make it realistic or do I make it look good? Or do I do neither of those? Because I'm bad at building. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I've decided. Now the next thing I have to do is I just have to make these buildings more elongated, and I do want to leave a little bit of an area in the back so we can do some like balcony stuff, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing too big, but enough to do like a 1 wide balcony space I think would be cool, and it would add a little bit to the storyline of the buildings, I'm hoping. Yeah, okay, already a little bit of bulk helped out a whole lot. I mean, obviously it's very still much plain Jane, but I do like it, and what I want to do is we could even separate these buildings a little bit by adding a little bit of I think they're called terrapin walls, terrapit walls? I don't know. Long story short, they don't own the whole entire roof. They just own portions of the roof. So we add these guys. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, that might be too much anvil. Oh, there's probably something better that I can do that's not that, because that's Uggs McGugs. All right, you know, we might have to throw in a little bit more detail work here on the roof, but I do like the way that looks. Like I said, I couldn't figure out whether or not I wanted to stick with realism or not. But this is starting to really fit the profile. Obviously, there's a lot more work that needs to be done here on the exterior, but this competition also involves a lot of the interior. So let me just jump cut this real quick. And there you have it. I told you to trust the process and it would turn out. We threw in a whole lot of detail between the buttons that kind of point the bricks out of the building and the plants and the small bits of color like the vines here. I think this brownstone turned out beautifully. I really like, and I know this is something we talked about already, but I really like the fact that each door isn't the exact same. Like this one is just the standard upper. This one has a porch. This one just has a from the side kind of staircase. But this one, like they transformed the main door here into a window, but now the main door is down into the basement. I like this. There's so much detail put into these, but at the same time, not a lot of detail, right? It's only a couple blocks in each palette. Like this one, for example, is red stone, red sand, and concrete powder. But this one's just plain jungle wood and some planks, bricks and some granite, and mud and some mushroom blocks, which is really simple. I even worked a little bit on the back side, not too much, but kind of got the layout down a little bit. We have some balconies here with some doors and some windows, and just kind of finished up the roof detail. Like I said, not too much going on in the back yet. Eventually we'll do some more, but I am really proud about how this turned out. Now what we have to do is work on the interior, which I have somewhat designed. I put in the staircase so I have some semblance of a building here so I can get from one story to the next. And I think I'm going to keep it relatively obvious on where things are. But we'll have to put in a whole lot of detail and get some kitchen work done. And I've seen some YouTube tutorials, so hopefully that helps me. So I'm relatively happy with this because the room that we had in this building, not too much. So we did a lot of trapdoor work, but I like how we have this little bitty hallway here in the foyer where you can walk in and there is a little bedroom. Nothing too fancy, but I'm thinking like guest room maybe. If you go downstairs, there's another main bedroom here, kind of taking up the whole downstairs. I have a storage in here. I have a computer, a desk, a bed, I don't know, some table stuff. I don't know, little decorations, but we go up to the second story here and we have a mini kitchen, which I absolutely love. I didn't want to put a, oh, I forgot I was in creative. I didn't want to put in a whole lot of detail here, just ultimately because it is so confined. If I put in buttons and signs and stuff, it might feel a little bit more confined in this room here. But I did like how this turned out. A nice little waiting room here, or like a seating area, where I'm thinking maybe that's where they have their dinner. They sit here on this couch. There's no tables. I don't know why. And then I threw an armor stand into that block here. Maybe it's like a cooking appliance. I don't know. I just wanted a little something else right here. And with this trap door on the wall, it was kind of hard to put anything there. Anyway, go on to the next floor here and you go up this way. And master bedroom, baby, which I think turned out pretty good. We threw an armor stand here into the nooks and crannies. We have a bed. We have some storage. We have some decorations and a little bitty desk here to do some work. Yeah. I also did a little bit of work on the other buildings too. It's pretty much self-explanatory. We have rooms like this, a kitchen on the second floor, and then a master on the third. It's really hard to do stuff with this amount of space in here. It was actually really, really difficult, but we did what we could. And certain rooms or certain houses have themes. Like this theme, for example, I didn't want to put lanterns in it, so I put candles and pigment head. Like this is like a wizard's townhome or something. I don't know, but I like how they turned out. I think it's super fun. This one was a little bit fun too, just because I feel like this one's going to be more my vibe at the Kingdom of Mud, being all muddy and dark and whatnot. So I think I played around with this one a lot. We added a lot of mushrooms here to make it feel a little bit more blue and colorful. But once again, kitchen on this level here, and bedroom nook area here with a little table. And on the last floor, we have a separated master bedroom with one, which once again, I think, you know, not a whole lot going on, but we have detail work on the interior, which was part of the brief. So we can check that off the list now. And then on the exterior, we didn't do too much here. We just put in some signs here, 20015, 20016, and so on and so forth. So you can tell that these are different addresses. And then on the back side, we did a little bit of detail work too. I kept it a little bit plain on the back. I didn't really want to do a whole lot of detail because it is, once again, the back side. But I am happy with how that turned out. So now it looks good on all sides, except for the sides, which I'm guessing are going to be butted up against something. So I didn't want to do details on the sides. But I think it's done. I'm pretty excited about how this thing turned out. In the grand scheme of things, there is so much details from the solar panels on the roof to the subsections, all the way down to like the coral and the dripstone that we threw in ever so often here. I think this is going to be a strong contender. The issue is, I wonder if it fits the brief. Because that's technically redstone, that's technically orange stone. They're not necessarily brown, but there's hints and a little bit of brown here and there. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. But I am excited to see what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's not all creative on this world. Next episode, I'm going to try to rebuild this over at the Kingdom of Mud. So I'm glad I have a template now to work with. Anyway, guys, I love you guys to death. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.